We don't need to suffer to awake and to remember who we truly are. We can awake through joy. And the reason why I'm saying that is because I've got an insight that told me I do not need your pain. And it continued that people are experiencing pain not because they are awakening, but because they are resisting the awakening journey. So the pain and suffering is not necessarily a switch to awakening, even though for many people it feels like it is. And the reason for that is that when we are resisting our innate transformation, growth, and remembrance, we are creating an unbearable situation for our soul. And that situation creates immense amount of pain and suffering. That's why many are believing that we need pain and suffering to awaken. And that's incorrect. Even though I do acknowledge that majority of people do start their awakening process once they find themselves in a situation that they have created for themselves that is unbearable for their soul. And then the crack happens and boom, the awakening process starts to happen. But that pain and suffering, as I mentioned just a couple of seconds ago, is unnecessary. We are experiencing pain and suffering not to start our awakening journey, but because we are resisting our awakening journey. And there is a difference. And the another insight was that we can start our awakening journey by experiencing and choosing to experience and remember joy. And that joy can be found everywhere if we dare to look, if we dare to challenge our conditions, societal conditioning, and if we start looking at the world, at ourselves, and at other people through eyes of source consciousness, through the eyes of our beloved. So we are not only looking outwards through the eyes of the beloved, we are also looking inwards through the eyes of beloved. So we go inwards into our body, into our heart, our mind, our cells, and we communicate. And by consciously choosing to experience joyfulness through the beloved that's within us, we are turning the lights on within our body. Once we start turning the lights on within our body, we can easily see our shadows and delusions. And we really quickly recognize through that light that comes from the source consciousness, from the beloved, that those shadows and those illusions are of our own creation. And as such, they cannot possibly be real, but they have to be looked at. And they can be looked at with joyfulness and understanding that they are here to guide us back home. And with that light from the beloved, from the source consciousness, we start to transmute shadows and integrate them into the light. So the light becomes even brighter. And at that point, it does not only shines within us, because we are all interconnected, that light that we have switched on, and it's not only one light, there are many, many light bulbs actually within our body. We are switching them all on. And that light within us just light up like a Christmas tree, really. And it shines outwards into our world, into our communities, into our homes. And with that choice, with that light, we change the world. Because that light that's packed with joy, love, peace, understanding, compassion is incredibly powerful and life-changing for all who are open and ready to receive and to activate their own inner light. That's why our work, our inner child work, shadow work is incredibly important. Also, I would like to mention is that abundance, gratitude, joy, love and peace is available to us anytime we choose to accept, to see ourselves and to see the world in that light. I will go back to gratitude a little bit. Now, gratitude is incredibly powerful. To practice gratitude is to give a nod to the source. When we start practicing gratitude, what starts happening is that we start recognizing the abundance that's within us and all around us. We see ourselves as abundant, joyful beings. And through that joyfulness, through that gratitude, through that realization that we are divine beings, we start a process of self-realization and remembrance through joy, not through pain, not through suffering. And before I end this video, I would like to remind you again, you do not need pain and suffering for your awakening to start and for your awakening journey to continue. We experience pain and suffering because we are resisting our evolution. The reason why we are resisting our evolution and growth and expansion is because we have forgotten that that is our trajectory, that is who we are, and that is the purpose of us being here and experiencing this beautiful life. We have forgotten that we are the light in the world. We are not the dark in the world. We are the light in this world. And that light is joyful. Through the joyfulness, we can awaken on much deeper level to the point where the lights in our body can lit up to that extent that we are experiencing ourselves as illuminous bodies. And that means that the triggers and shadows and other people projections don't stick to our energetic field any longer. It just passes through, or it's transmuted to enhance our light so that our light can be reflected into other people and into the world for the benefit of all. And I'll be talking about Illuminous Body a little bit deeper in my next video. For now, this is all. I hope this was helpful to you. And don't forget your power. I'm looking forward to connect with you very soon. Namaste.